What we're going to do is we're going to change the system. And we have a movement going. We have a movement. All over the world they're talking about it. It's been on the cover of Time magazine like 4 times in a short period of time. I've been on the cover of Time magazine a lot over the last 6 months. But 4 times over the last short period of time, the cover of Time, the cover of the New York Times, the Washington Post, everything. I mean, the biggest story is what's happening with Trump. The cover of Time, the cover of the New York Times, the Washington Post, the cover of Time, the cover of the New York Times, the Washington Post,
Now Trump also dealing with accusations that on Tuesday night his campaign manager Corey Lewandowski assaulted Michelle Fields, a reporter with the conservative news site Breitbart. The incident captured in this audio recording. Lewandowski declined to be interviewed for the story, but on Twitter today, calling Fields an attention seeker. In an interview with ABC News, Fields showed us the bruise where she says Trump's campaign manager grabbed her.
Honestly, it's been really hurtful because obviously no one wants to be touched and violated like that.
A Washington Post reporter, Ben Terrace, witnessed it, writing he watched as Trump's campaign manager grabbed her arm and yanked her out of the way. The Trump campaign telling ABC News the accusation is entirely false.
If you had a chance to talk to Donald Trump right now, what would you say to him?
So I would just ask him to just put himself in my shoes and imagine if I was his daughter.
And Tom Llamas with us live from Miami tonight. The big debate tonight. And Tom, is the Trump campaign ready for questions this evening after that alarming video last night?
That's right. We actually just got a statement from the Trump campaign tonight. They say, we obviously discourage this kind of behavior and take significant measures to ensure the safety of any and all attendees. David?
Tom Llamas.
Union's got a sweet deal. They don't seem to think so now. According to a new report, some unions are upset with the health care bill because, well, they supported it, but they're fearing it's driving up medical costs and weakening their power. Michelle Fields says, be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. It looks like this week they finally got around to reading the Obamacare law and realized, oh, wait, healthcare costs are going to go up. So now they're saying that they can't comply with individual mandate and they can't provide health insurance unless the federal government provides them with a subsidy, which is crazy because I want to know where my subsidy is. If they get a subsidy, I better get one too.
Sure. So now unions are not sure they did the right thing. They got to help get the health care bill passed. Now they're not sure they like it. States want it out. Unions want out. Now we hear that low-income people may actually be able to opt out as well. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. If you are a low-income worker and you only have an employer-provided insurance, you can opt out. So the government will be providing a subsidy for them. And the unions are saying that they want that one as well, which is absolutely crazy. These are the people who worked day in and day out to get this passed. If anything, they should have to pay more than all of us as punishment for sticking us with this awful law. But the sad part is they're going to go to D.C. and they're going to ask for preferential treatment, and the Democrats are going to give it to them because they need them to win elections.
Michelle, the old statement, the old analogy of socialism, going from capitalism to socialism, is when you have too many people in the cart, not enough people pulling the cart eventually stops. More and more people, like the low-income people, the low-income recipients, the unions, some of the states that are looking to opt out, they're getting in the cart. Who's left to pull the cart?
Yeah, no one wants to pay for it. And the whole objective of Obamacare was to drive the health care costs down, right? Well, if you look at the insurance companies throughout the country, they're raising their premiums by double digits. And the people who are suffering are small businesses. They're the people who don't have the employer-provided insurance. They're the ones who are having to pay these double-digit premium increases. It's absurd.
And you know who is going to end up being stuck with the bill? You, right there.
Us,
your
taxpayers.
generation. Mostly your generation.
Yeah, exactly. We're the ones who are going to have to foot the bill for all of this.
Well, how does it make you feel?
it makes me feel really awful. I mean, no one cares about us. Everyone just wants free stuff, and no one wants to pay for it.
All right, Michelle, we're going to leave it there. Michelle Fields, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Tests are illegal, but the NLRB says it doesn't expect to issue a decision before tomorrow on Thanksgiving. That doesn't leave a lot of time to stop the protest. The board currently has 4 members, by the way, 3 Democrats, 1 Republican, all appointed by President Obama. Walmart filed its complaint last Friday, so Michelle Fields says the Labor Board has had plenty of time to rule and is deliberately dragging its feet. Michelle.
Yeah, they are deliberately trying to do this because what's going to happen is that there are going to be all of these protests on Black Friday. That's going to garner tons of media attention. And then you're going to see all these liberal politicians and pundits and union bosses going on TV pressuring Walmart to unionize. And that's what this is all about. They claim that this is trying to improve working conditions. That's baloney. This is all about trying to force Walmart to unionize, which is crazy because this union, they're trying to force Walmart into collective bargaining, but this union doesn't even represent the workers of Walmart. This is all about just trying to get attention, trying to force Walmart to unionize.
Hey, Michelle, let me throw a couple of numbers out here. I think people really need to understand exactly how big and how important Walmart is as an employer in America. 1.4 million employees in the U.S. alone, 4,500 stores. Ready for this one? 75% of Walmart management they began their careers at Walmart as hourly employees. So they promote from within. More than 53% of them employees at Walmart are females. This is one of the best employers America has, and by the way, has really kind of stayed away from the union. Can we say that because they've stayed away from the union, they've been this successful?
Oh, of course. It's in Walmart's best interest to keep their labor wages low and to try, because they provide things at a very low price, and it's in the best interest of the American people, because the reason why Walmart is able to provide things at such a low price is because they aren't unionized. And look, I don't think Americans are going to have any sympathy for these workers. We have 23 million people unemployed right now. 5 million people per year apply to work at Walmart, and only a small fraction actually get that job.
Michelle,
so I think people are going to look at this.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I want you to continue to talk about the union effect on things we do every single day, like fly, try and get home, like shopping. Here's a live shot in Los Angeles, LAX. Here's the protest. Here are the people protesting. This is what the unions are doing. This is what they're telling their members to do. They're telling the friends of the unions to do. Disrupt everyday Americans' lives. Is this what it was meant to be? Is this what the union membership was supposed to be all about?
I don't think so, but this is how it has evolved. They continue to have these thug-like tactics, and they try to get their way not by negotiating and talking to the employer, but trying to force them into doing things and trying to pressure them through really immoral means.
Right. Michelle, let me do one more thing. I'm going to hold up a couple of things here. This really represents what's going on. Everyone knows the Twinkie story. Everyone knows what's going on with Hostess. They have to liquidate. It's going to end up being a $2 billion liquidation, but here's what people don't really realize. Hostess makes both of these brands. It makes Twinkies. It makes Hostess Wonder Bread. Did people out there know that you can't put the Twinkie on a bread truck because the Teamsters have said if you're going to transport bread on a truck, you can't transport a Twinkie. And by the way, when you get to the store where you're going to unload the products, someone else has to do it. The truck driver doesn't want to touch it. And you wonder why unions are driving the cost of everything up and businesses like Twinkies out of business.
Certainly. And I think what these people ought to do is look at what happened to Hostess. Now there are 18,000 people unemployed because of the unions. And I think they ought to look at that and think twice about what they're doing and be thankful they have a job in this economy.
All right. Michelle Fields, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great Thanksgiving.
You too.
Michelle, what's my